During the time that you were getting ready to make that transition from the Houston Oilers to the Washington Redskins, you were one of the top secondary people in the game.
Right.
Describe the sequence of events that led you from Houston to Washington.
Well, as far as, I thought about that a lot. I had a toe injury, and I guess it was 71, 72, my last year here. And it was preseason against the Dallas Cowboys. And you hear guys talk about the dislocated toes and how difficult they're to come back from. Well, I had that injury. And I consider very good trainers because they built a shoe that was a size too large, put a plastic mold under it. They would tape the two toes together. And I actually ran on the side of my foot for a year. So I didn't have any push-off ability because, it's a very different, but back then, you can say you were injured and go. You'd say you injured, you lost your job, okay? And so I played that year, and I remember they changed coaches, Sid Gilman and I think it was Bill Peterson was still there, but they brought in Sid Gilman. And in the off season, they had this running program. And I went in not thinking I had to prove myself, by running full speed because I had not. I was given and I think I ran probably 4.9, like 4.6 to a 4.9, okay? So I don't know if in their minds they thought that I was expendable, if I could come back. But I was also a player rep, okay? And Sid Gilman not had a real problem, but he would always keep player reps on the move. So in my little feeble mind, it was between those two things that, got me traded.
Now, once you were traded to the Washington Redskins, it still did not stop your streak of being All-Pro every year. I think you made All-Pro 10 consecutive years. That says a lot about your consistency. From 68 through 79, you were All-Pro every single year. Speak on that for us.
Well, I had another friend of mine. His name was Lamar Parrish. He was a cornerback. He was at Cincinnati, and I think he made the Pro Bowl his second year. And that was, to me, they gave you like a couple $1,000s, right? They gave you $500 for food. They gave you a week away from home, and you brought your wife. We had a great time, just for being the best player at that position. So we got together. And in my mind, it was simple. If they're going to give this to somebody every year, for doing this, why not me? But I already had a taste of it, so I knew how it was. So I really worked to go back to the Pro Bowl because I enjoyed what they did. And so, to me, it was good to be noted as the best player at your position. So if they're going to give that, why not you? They had to give it to somebody, so why not me? And that's how I took it.
Now, Ken, even after all these years, you are still widely known for tackling Walt Garrison at the goal line at a very critical stage of the game and a very important game. Reflect back on that particular hit that's still shown today on the highlight films.
Sheer desperation. I would like to say it was a great tackle, but it was sheer desperation. Fugit, whom you guys know, okay, was a tight end at Dallas, and Walt Garrison was the wide receiver. And we had what we call a combo coverage, Big Arms and myself. I remember that play, because anyway, it was inside-out coverage. And Fugit broke across the middle, and which means Big picked him up, and the back swung out the backfield. And I'm going up, actually think I intercept the pass. And I realized that I overran it, okay? And now I see the ball, and this guy's beside me. If you ever see the film, it looked like I made a great tackle. I was really hanging on. But I had him in this arm here, and I realized that I had to keep him back. Because the goal line, this all happened like on the 1 yard line, okay? And so I'm pulling him back, and that stadium's always full. But for that one moment, I was not talking any louder than I am now. But I was yelling to my teammates to help me because I told them I needed help, okay, because I don't know if I could tackle. And Big heard me. It was not another sound in the stadium. Not another sound. For just like a split second. And then he tried to lateral the ball and started to fumble it, okay? And then you could hear this noise coming back. But that night I stayed up all night. I've never been excited about a game. I was just so, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't go to sleep.